Hello everyone, this is Jake from CINECALIBER. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 6th episode of the new Disney Plus Star Wars show, The Acolyte. So basically guys, will be my 5th review on this TV series. If anyone would like to see my other reviews on this show, please click the links in the description below of this video. And without further ado, we're going to recap some of the events from episode 5 that were a relevant factor in this new episode. So, first off, in episode 5, the Sith finally revealed themselves in that episode, and they revealed themselves to be Khmer, who was a companion to May. And basically, he revealed himself to the Jedi, and he basically wiped out the entire Jedi group that was sent to capture him, minus Jedi Master Soul, who was one of the main characters of the show. Now, Jedi Master Soul, being that he has survived the ordeal, he's now looking to get in contact with the Jedi Temple to explain his findings. And then, during all of that, Asha and May, they have their own little confrontation with each other in the episode that leads to May basically knocking out Asha and then switching places with her so that she can, I guess, infiltrate Soul's ship. While at the same time, Khmer then abducts Asha for his own reasons. And that's really the main things that had happened that kind of go into this episode. And now we're going to go into the episode 6 review. So basically, before I even get going here, guys, I have to tell you, I have so many grievances with this show. Sadly, I have to say, after this episode, I just don't see much hope for this show to redeem itself in any shape or form. But with all that said, first we're going to get into what was a hit with this show, the good. So one of the main things that continues to be one of the good things about the show is the aesthetics. The costume design, as always, continues to be on point, and even like the starship design, especially on Jedi Master Soul ship. Even like this, you don't really see a whole lot of it. Just overall, like when the Sith revealed themselves, like even his costume is pretty cool. It's not groundbreaking, but it is pretty cool. Like they definitely have invested a lot to make everything look appeasing, and so I will give them that. Basically too, I have to say there was a moment where we kind of we go back to Coruscant and the Jedi over there, and we really see that the Jedi are really involved with the Republic politics, which they were in the prequels, but you can see how it really all was here as well. And to me, I like that because to me it felt like a good indicator of where the Jedi went wrong, right? Like how they lost their way and why they basically couldn't detect the dark side or the Sith. And really, it's like a precursor to their eventual downfall by Palpatine. There's a scene where the one Jedi Master, I think her name is Inastra, she's just talking, and they're literally just talking about, oh, is this senator gonna like the Jedi? And it's like, really? Like, that's what you guys are worried about? The Guardians of the Peace just worried about politics? I don't know. It's like, it's crazy to me, but I like that. A nice little tidbit of, like, where the Jedi went wrong, right? Another big thing I liked in this episode were the performances by Lee Jung-jae and Manny Jacinto. Lee Jung-jae plays Jedi Master Soul, and Manny Jacinto plays the Sith Khmer. So there's one moment, particularly with Saul, where he kind of just you get to see like the emotional turmoil that he's going through, and it's just that performance by Jay is just outstanding. Like that one scene. It's just like, wow, this guy really does everything to make this role come to life. And then the other performance, like I said, was Jacinto. Like, I actually really liked him in this episode. He's very compelling. We kind of see, like, what he is about. He basically wants to start his own rule of two. And, he, we get a little brief history, but he really sells it. Like, he sells that dark persona. And I really like that as well. And also, like, guys, like, we kind of, what I like, too, is that they kind of go into more of the Kotorsis helmet that Khmer was using as part of his Sith outfit. And it's not really used as just a physical defense mechanism. We kind of explore that it's actually a way for him to block out his sight, and so he can basically not see, but basically keep himself more in tune with the Force. For people that know the originals, Luke Skywalker, when he was first training with Ben on the Millennium Falcon, that he had a helmet very similar to that, where basically Ben was like, use your feelings. And it's the same kind of concept here. And it makes sense because if he's just getting in tune with the Force, he can just see them through the Force. And he can sense them, which is probably why he's so powerful and was able to defeat those Jedi the way he did. Like, that was a really good explanation. I was surprised that they kind of tied that in, and it turned out to be really good. But I'm sorry, but unfortunately, guys, that's everything that was a hit. We're going to get into now what was a miss, the bad with this show. So let me tell you guys, this episode was very boring all around. It arguably probably the worst episode since the flashback episode. I don't know. It's like the pacing of it it drags it, and it just feels like more should be happening this far into the show. But it feels we really haven't moved the plot forward in some time. And we're almost at the end. So when is the plot going to move forward? It's insane to me too. And then just the continued mishandling of the two protagonists, May and Asha. They are just so uninteresting, both of them. And even the performance by them isn't doing much for them either. I can't remember her name at the top of my head, but I know she plays I think her name was Rue in the Hunger Games. I don't know. She's just not selling it for me. It just feels like she doesn't want to be there. She's just very monotone. It's not going well. I mean, what's going to May, right? Like I said, what's going to both of them? Like, we're 6 episodes into the show, and I'm just not really understanding any of their motivations. Like May, right? She wanted to seek vengeance against the Jedi, and then was going to turn herself in episode 4 to the Jedi to expose Sith and help them out. And then in episode 5, changes her motives again, and is now on a mission to do something involving Jedi Master Soul. But still, there's no clear answer to what is she really trying to achieve here. Like, what is with the back and forth? Like, are you good? You bad? You good? You bad? And they're doing the same thing with Asha. So the Asha, right, she was here to just help the Jedi, bring May in. But she's pretty much fulfilled that goal. I mean, the goal, went sideways when all the Jedi died. And I still don't know what her motives are at this point. Like, she actually has a chance in this episode to leave and go on with her life, but stays with Kimir. It's like, why? Are you just staying out of curiosity? What is the reasoning behind it? Like, if you were so hell-bent on just leaving, you have your chance now, so leave. But now she's going to stay because they're most likely going to probably do some thing where Asha becomes Kimir's apprentice, which, that's going to be pretty forced at this point if they're doing that. But whatever. There's the lack of direction, the bad performance. It just makes these two characters very unbearable to watch, unfortunately. And then also just the writing and direction for even just Jedi Master Soul and Kimir is also severely lacking in this episode. I mean, Jedi Master Soul, as good as the performance is, he's just another consistent character. And we keep seeing glimpses of his darkness. But also, for the most part, he is just a lighthearted, respected Jedi Master. But this episode, he's just all of a sudden, he just goes rogue. And it's like, what? He's in such a rush to kind of reveal what he found to the Jedi Order, and then through the episode he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna just not respond to the Jedi and I'm gonna do my own thing. It's like, what? It's like I'm getting it's very hard to stay invested with this character as an end result, because it's like, what are you, dude? Are you good? Are you bad? It's like, yes, the performance is good, but your direction, your character writing is just as bad as Asha or May. And then even Kimir, and like I said, great performance, but the direction for him, the writing is just so off. Like, I like that he tries to manipulate Asha to the dark side. I do. You see that he's trying to, establish this rule of 2 that he wants. But, I mean, so much time in this episode is wasted on this unnecessary scenes, like him just going full nude. What does that have to do with anything? I mean, I have nothing against it, but it was just a complete waste of time. And then, just his motives, when he just revealed himself to the Jedi last episode, I'm still not over that. That just made no sense. You didn't have to reveal it to them. They didn't know who you were, dude. And I guess I don't think even May knew who you were, so no one was going to expose you. If you really follow Legends lore, Darth Bane really, when he revealed himself in his books, it made sense. Here it just does not make sense. It is all over the place. I get what this guy is doing, but it just isn't adding up. Like, the way the writing is doing it, it really isn't. And also, guys, I mean, they do show more Jedi in this sequence who are trying to discover what happened, but they're just, I don't know, the Jedi are just such dumbed down versions in this show. Like, I get that they go into the politics of the Republic, and it's kind of being like, well, this is why they're like this, right? But to be honest, like, yeah, that blindsided them to the dark side of the Force, but there's things in this episode, like, where they're, like, questioning if bugs on Kofir killed the elite force of the Jedi. Like, what? These were highly trained Jedi, and they just died from bugs, and you can clearly see the lightsaber marks on their wounds or that killed them. So, I don't know, just stupid things like that. And, like, really, nothing happens with these guys. They just find the bodies, and they just know that there was some dark attacker that attacked them. Complete waste of time. They could have literally just focused more on maybe Khmer, Rasha, or maybe Sol. I don't know, but complete waste of time, guys. And you're talking, like, we don't have much time in each episode. They're all 30 minutes, so you really got to make, you have to make an effort with what you have, and these 30 minutes is just completely being wasted. I mean, 30 minutes to me isn't even enough to explore a show. We're just watching just some long movie, like a Snyder cut, but worse. So it's insane to me. But yeah, we're going to get into the conclusion now. That's everything I had to really talk about in this episode. Like I said, there's not a whole lot because, again, they don't give us a whole lot. So guys, this is a $180 million budget show. And we're 6 episodes in, and it feels like this budget has done nothing to make this a good show. The aesthetics of the show continue to be the best aspect of it. And, like, such as the Jedi, the Sith costume design, that's all great. And even the fight choreography. Like, these are some of the best lightsaber duels we've gotten since the prequels. But the show continues to just be plagued by just poor direction, cheap dialogue, and just overall bad characterization. And there's just a complete ignorance for any Legends lore, any lore that would make sense. Again, if you do not follow Legends, you will probably like this show. So my review to you is probably kaput. But for us hardcore fans that have stuck with Star Wars our whole lives, this is just unacceptable. And they've really got to figure it out. I mean, even the showrunner, I think, Lena Headey, she just kind of confirmed or spoiled that, hey, there's another Sith going to show up. It's like, okay, way to spoil that, but I'm just not excited. This show squandered what it could be. Like, I was excited for a full Acolyte show, a full Sith exploration, and I have not gotten that at all. This has been a complete waste of my time so far, and I'm only seeing it just to see where it's going to finally end up and how bad it's going to end at this point. And guys, with all that said, I'm gonna have to give this show a current rating of a 1.5 out of 5. This is the lowest episode so far. I don't know if it's going to be getting any better, but we will have to see. We will cover the next 2 episodes as soon as they release. And please like and subscribe to the channel and comment your own thoughts if you've seen the episode. And this is Jake from CINECALIBER.